So I was thinking about a name for this video and I was gonna call it Lunch Break Study, but I'm not gonna always be reading my Bible on my lunch break, so I'm not gonna give it that title. This is, I guess, a continuation of the little videos that I used to do where I would read something and kind of give my commentary on it, or a little devotional on it. Please excuse the double chin. We're going to be getting to that a little later on my channel because I'm about to start working back out. So yes, please excuse that. But yeah, I wanted to talk about Malachi chapter 1, verses 6 through 14. I was reading on this, and well, the other day I was reading on it and I started, getting, I guess, a different take on, okay, first let me just read it and then I'll go into what I was trying to say. So yeah, Malachi chapter 1 verses 6 through 14. And this is talking about the breaking the covenant through blemished sacrifices. Let's see. I'm not going to read the whole thing. What? Okay. A son honors his father and a slave his master. If I am a father, where is the honor due me? If I am a master, where is the respect due me? Says the Lord Almighty. If you priests who show contempt for my name, or it is you priests who show contempt for my name. But you ask, how have we shown contempt for your name? By offering defiled food on my altar. But you ask, how have we defiled you? By saying that the Lord's table is contemptible. When you offer blind animals for sacrifice, is that not wrong? When you sacrifice lame or diseased animals, is that wrong? Is that not wrong? Try offering them to your governor. Would he be pleased with you? Would he accept you? Says the Lord Almighty. Now plead with God to be gracious to us. With such offerings from your hands, will he accept you? Says the Lord Almighty. But yeah, so that's pretty much the section that I was talking about. Again, talking about the sacrifices to God. And God is pretty much, I guess, back in the day when you sacrifice to God, you expected to hear from him, or you expected to be blessed. It's like when you go to McDonald's, you're not going to expect to pull up, ask for a Big Mac meal, and then leave with it without paying. You have to pay for what it is that you want. And that's not to say that we're paying for God's love, but we're sacrificing to him. And the value of the sacrifice shows the love that we have for him. And I wrote a little note about that section. What are we giving to God that is thrifted or secondhand? And I have no problem with thrifting, so let's just get that out there. But what are we giving to God that is thrifted or secondhand? Has he not provided the very best for us not to give him the same? Aren't we expecting to hear from him a great word or receive great blessings once our offering has been laid down? Who are we to get upset when we don't hear from him? Fear from him when prayers are 2 minutes on nights that we don't fall asleep during our prayer time, or praise breaks are only on our car drive to work when K-Love plays our favorite song. And I'm speaking directly to myself because I feel as though in this section, Malachi, in chapter 1, where it's talking about how they were bringing blemished animals. It's like back then, the sacrifice was supposed to be a certain standard. It was held to a certain standard. And if it was below that, it was kind of like, if you already have, and I think later in the section, it was talking about if you have a perfectly good animal, but you bring me a blemished animal or something that's messed up or a defiled animal, it's like, why would you give me that? You're giving me your leftovers. You're giving me your thrifted items that you didn't even want yourself. A sacrifice is you giving something that you could very well use yourself that will bless you, but you're giving it, like willingly giving it. So yeah, or like kind of when they're having a food drive for church or something like that, and they say bring canned goods, and you go in your cabinet and you get all of the old, about to be expired beans and things that you won't eat. Why would you give that or donate that to somebody and you don't even want to eat it? It's the same concept with God, but to an even higher extent, because of everything that he's brought us through, of everything that he's done for us, every blessing that he has given us. And it's almost as if he's saying, how dare you not give me your very best? Again, speaking about myself, because I know and I can admit that at times I like I said in my video diary yesterday, I was not in my word as much as I should have been. Reading your word, praying, that is you sacrificing your time, your Instagram time or your online dating website time for God. And I, a lot of times, drift off, not even thinking sometimes. And I'm like, dang, have I prayed today? Have I opened up my Bible today? Have I even opened up the app on my phone today? And I'm just saying, in terms of this devotional that I would like to share today, it is, I want to begin sacrificing. So I want to begin sacrificing my very best. I know that God, I mean, it's weird to even say God deserves it, because we know he deserves it. It's like the word should be so much bigger or so much more concrete than deserve. God has a right to get our very best. Even if it's not, we're not even speaking about tithes right now, because that's a whole nother story. Because I'm guilty of that too. There have been times where I seriously slacked off from paying tithes, and I could have made it work because I was so focused on times when I couldn't make it work and I couldn't pay tithes. But again, that's a whole nother story. We're simply talking about what we can do. We can take time to pray. We can take time to read our Bible. We can take time to minister to people, ask people, for prayer requests and pray for them. So yeah, that is my devotional for the day. Again, that was from Malachi chapter 1, verses 6 through 14, where God is speaking to the people about the blemished or poor sacrifices that they tried to give to him. When he was just questioning them, like, why would you bring me this? So I say that to say, speaking to myself, because again, me starting my channel back up, this is going to be my way of therapy, like getting better, getting myself together, getting myself where I need to be when it comes to my walk. My walk needs to be elevated. I need to do a lot better. So my ending question: what condition is your sacrifice that you give to God?